Hey guys, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
All right, it has been a whirlwind of a Friday morning over here, but we got it. Our power was out at some point this morning. I got a text at like 8:15 that was like, hey, there's no power in half of the building. Chris was like, oh, that's fun. But anyways, so the storms must have done something last night, or somebody during the storm did something last night. But we're up and running again, so that's good. All right, so I've got Denny over here, and I figured it had been a while since we had done any filigree, and also whenever I was not in Sheridan, in Dallas this year for the Lisa show, I saw a couple of buckles that were like this, where they just used the metal buckle blank and filigreed over it to make a cool trophy buckle.
Yeah.
So, do you want to hit 4 real fast? We're a little sideways, and we're a little far, far away. Look at that. Anyways, so we've got this large rectangular buckle blank here. This is the one that Denny is going to do for us today. And then we've got the little tiny baby guy. So, and then also just, be aware that you could overlay, like you could just glue a piece of leather behind that if you wanted anything other.
Color, yeah,
if you wanted anything other than the metallic, you could definitely do whatever you want behind the filigree. So that's what we're going to be doing today.
That's the neat part, though, with this metal. It looks pretty good.
It does look good, and that's what I thought too. I was like, well, that is just a really cool thing. I had never seen anybody do that, and also it makes it a lot simpler.
Yeah,
you don't have to do anything.
All right. When we filigree, all we do is tool a pattern, but we don't have to tool the background because we're going to cut that out.
There's no backgrounding.
All right, so I'm going to start tooling this. We're not going to get to antique and actually lace this together today. Hopefully I'll get it tooled and show you how to filigree it.
I think that's all right. That is a nice trophy buckle. I'd wear that.
I took the buckle itself to the buffing wheel.
I
and
see that.
Shined it up.
It's very shiny because usually they have a little bit more. Let's see here. This one you probably didn't shine.
Yeah. Here's one.
Yeah. So typically that is very shiny. So typically they're, just finished in a factory. That's what the normal finish is on the buckle. But Denny, he just glazed that one right up.
Just buffed it up.
Looks real good. You could clean your teeth from that mirror. So this is a belt buckle that we sell. It is our oval buckle blank in the large size. And so you've got 115-1740 if anybody is interested in picking themselves up a couple of these buckles. And then we also sell the pre-cut kits. Is that what you're using?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we sell, these are dies that we have that are pre-cut and for the lacing.
And
so
pre-punch.
Yeah. Pre-punch for the slot and the little tongue, and then the top is just cut for the lacing.
Yeah.
So that's a little kit that you can buy. I think you can buy a kit that actually comes with the lace too. But
yeah, if you want to do it yourself, just trace around the buckle and add about 3/16 of an inch.
Okay.
And punch your holes accordingly. You could hand stitch this too if you wanted to.
Yeah, especially if you don't get the kit, because that already comes with lacing holes, which would be awkward if you tried to sew it. That's the back. Sorry, it's shiny. sell these parts too, which we might
Yeah,
still.
for mechanics belts.
Well, I thought we just.
I don't know if we have those
I
or
thought we
not.
had just a spring. I don't know. We saw a whole bunch of weird parts and stuff and things.
Weird parts and things.
Weird parts and things. Denny was noting that on the square. Now, we don't have dies for this, so you would have to cut your own. But he was noting that the little keeper on the back of this might be a little bit tight. So you would want to make sure that if you did this specific buckle, that you make sure that the turn back that you put on here is kind of maybe a little bit extra thin.
Yeah.
So that your belt can still slide through, because it is a little bit on the narrow side there. But that's only for this one. The other two are good to go.
Yeah. We also sell a smaller version of that rectangular buckle, which I didn't realize until I was out here yesterday evening.
Oh yeah, we do have the little square. Which I thought maybe we had dies for that one, but I'm not sure. I thought we had gotten at least one set of dies for a rectangular one, but I'm not positive on that, so don't quote me later. Don't call the office if they said that you have this, because they didn't. I said I thought that we might. I have questions. Do you glue it to the back? You sure do.
I did not.
Oh, you did not?
No, I just laced it on there. I don't think it's snug enough. I don't think it'll go anywhere.
All right, Denny didn't glue it. If you did want to, you could use spray adhesive.
Right, just on the leather part.
Yeah, just on the leather.
Just stick it on there while the adhesive is still pretty lucid.
Pretty lucid. While the
I don't know
braids
how
are
else
still
to
flowing.
describe that. It's still wet.
Nope, then he just said no glue. He just laced it right on. And it's not going to go anywhere. So everything is housed pretty good. And I can, yeah, that's not glued down right here. You can feel that it's a little bit puckery.
Yeah, on the back side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It kind of bridges across.
You could glue it if you
could
want.
cement it if you wanted.
Yeah.
Wanted to. I just didn't see a reason to.
Ooh, cute little flowers. We're gonna you put it on the buckle and then you lace it up. That's all of the assembly.
Yeah.
So you get, this is the blank. You just take that and then you put a piece of leather on the top and the bottom and then you lace it up just like you would lace a wallet.
Yeah. And these pre-punch kits, the only thing you've got to do is make sure the holes are lined up.
Yeah.
Accordingly.
Do you case the leather or no?
Yeah, I quick case it. I just spritz it.
The leather is wet for tooling.
Yeah. But when you do the filigree part of it, the drier it is, the better it will come out. So
otherwise, you're going to stretch it out a lot.
Yeah.
I cut it.
When I get done here, I'm going to put it under the hair dryer for a little bit. Key to filigree, the key to anything is just a really, really sharp knife. And I just use an X-Acto knife. Just drop the heck out of it.
Yep. Got it in here.
Yep.
There she is. Good morning, Thomas. It has been a rainy couple of days here, too. It took all of May, but we finally got our showers. No.
Took all
April.
of April.
It took all of April.
Yep, right at the end. But of course, they're still ongoing. We're supposed to have more.
Yeah.
In a day or so.
Yeah, we really didn't get too much rain at the beginning of April, but we've gotten it all in like the last week and a half. So any moment, those flowers are expected to be shooting out.
I mowed my yard just before it rained. During the rainstorm, I noticed that I needed to mow it again.
I mowed mine because I hadn't mowed yet at all. And so Tuesday night, I got home, and after dinner, it was pretty nice outside. And I was like, I looked at the weather because I was like, okay, well, I'm going to need to mow this weekend. And then I was like, you know what? I should look at this. And so I looked, and I was like, doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of mowing happening this weekend. So I just got out the lawnmower, and I did it on Tuesday. Rainy in Alabama. I know. I was talking to Emma last night. She's down in Houston, and she said that some people are flooding in North Houston. They got like 8 to 10 inches in one day.
Wow.
Yeah. Sunny and hot in New Mexico. Lucky duck.
Whereabouts in New Mexico? Probably sunny and hot everywhere.
No, look, Vanessa and I mowed on the same day. I mean, my yard, it was tall. It was definitely, I probably could have mowed maybe a week or two back, but I did not want to. It really wasn't that bad. I got done in like 45 minutes. I was like, oh, that was pretty easy. The east side of my house, which is like me and my neighbors. That's really the only neighbor that I have.
Your live neighbor?
My live neighbor. Yeah, not the one that passed away. That house is for sale. They want $200,000 for that house that just went up for sale next to me. And I just can't believe it. I just think that that's crazy.
Our house is progressive.
Yeah.
Glenwood, did you catch that?
Glenwood, Arizona?
Yeah, Glenwood near Silver City.
Yeah, I do realize that here in Springfield, Missouri, we are quite fortunate with our house. Like, we've always been pretty fortunate with our house prices. This is one of the cheapest places to live in the United States.
My
but
house is about $90,000 over market value right now.
Yeah.
That helps you guys.
I feel like our houses are a reasonable price as opposed to your guys' unreasonable prices. JC, we are making a filigreed belt buckle. Filigreed trophy buckle today. That's good. People like watching you tool. I bought my house in 2014, and it is an 800 square foot house. It's nothing extravagant. I found one that wasn't I love my house. I love my house.
Your house is not really smaller. Yours is small.
It's big, 1800.
Oh, I thought you said 800.
Oh no, 18.
I was like, there's no way
1800.
That's 800.
And I paid $142 in 2014 for my house. She had it on the market it was on the market for maybe like 6 or 8 months before we bought it, and it was listed at $160. But that was the buyer's time, right, for houses, and so we offered her $140, and she took it.
She didn't care. She's all cash for her.
Yeah, I always anyways, I look at what's happening right now, and I'm like, I'm so glad I bought when I did.
I also bought in March.
Mm.
So I was like a month later, I would not have got my house.
You're almost there.
Just about got the bedroom done. Alright.
Trey Block, are you getting any flooding? I think Emma was saying like the river flooded, but I'm not really that familiar with the Houston area, so I didn't know what river goes through Houston, what's around Houston.
I'm not sure.
All right. Ooh, that cute little flower.
The Rio Grande, but I don't think Rio Grande reaches that far east.
Smole says that they forgot about leather buckles. I've got one of those somewhere from an old 4-H project.
Yeah.
I know. I think that these are really great. You know, if you just have a plain belt, this classes it up. If you just have like, you know, just a plain whatever, you can have all sorts of different colors of belts and different designs. Shoot, you know, you could be a fancy person and put a skull in the middle and filigree around it. You can for the Cynthias of the world, put a donkey face on there, filigree around it. Cynthia, if you're watching this at some point, you should totally do one of these buckles with a donkey face. And then that can be when you do your donkey runs, you can wear your buckle.
A donkey run. Tell me about this now.
So they race the donkeys. They don't ride the donkeys, but they run next to them and they race the donkeys.
You know, when I was in Colorado, they used to have a burro race over pass from Leadville to somewhere else. But they had to race these donkeys with a pack saddle and a miner's pack on the back.
Yeah.
They called it "Get Your Ass Over the Pass."
I love it.
You guys have donkey ball.
No.
Basketball, yeah, I remember that.
Play basketball while riding donkeys. Pretty fantastic. I think your school just finally tried it. It wasn't mine. It was Exeter. It was the school that's even smaller than Castle. They did it. I went to a smaller school. It's pretty awesome until one of the teachers called and praised them. But before that, it was really fun.
Hey, JC, when you say that they didn't add the shears to it, you mean I didn't add the shears to it. So that's me, and I am happy to do that if you still want them. I thought Isaac got me a screenshot, and I thought I caught the people at the end, but I definitely could have missed some, or maybe I misunderstood what you said. I don't know. Anyways, that's 100%. That was me. So if you want them, just say I want them, and I'll add them to your order. Oh yeah, Tony's name is on all of it because the import is under his name. So yeah. But he wasn't here yesterday, so I did it until I couldn't get the upload figured out. I will say that I'm going to blame him for all of your guys' leathers that were not marked half price with the half side. I'm just going to say that he did that because he was trying to work from his phone and help me out yesterday afternoon before he had to go to his game. But we can definitely blame him for that. I don't know if it was me or if it was him. I don't know.
It was him.
It was him. Anyways.
All right. Good. Sharpening is good. Forgot my center line.
Looks like there's a couple of rivers in the Houston area, so probably all of them were flooding.
There's a couple rivers in the road last night.
My basement had finally dried out until yesterday evening. Now it's wet again.
When we moved here, we tried to find a house that had a basement. And I heard that you just don't want it.
You get a sump pump.
I don't know what we just buy out.
My parents have like a little, it's a basement that you go in if a tornado is actually coming, and then she would store some of her canned goods down there from canning. But we didn't hang out in the basement, because that's where the spiders live.
Old British basement.
Nice. Hi, bearded pork chop. How are you today? Who are you today? Bearded pork chop. Be great. These poor people down in Houston. Somebody was in traffic for 3 hours yesterday trying to get home.
When it rains, it's pretty hot.
Getting little veins on your leaves.
Yeah. Vein on.
I am me.
Good thing to know.
What do I win? You could win a buckle.
What's the contest?
He won the best name award today
Oh, all right.
for being the bearded pork chop. I'm just imagining a pig with a beard on it,
Yes.
like a goat pig. You know, like a little like goatee on a pig face.
Like a
I
waddle.
just might have to create that later.
Yeah.
Bye.
On this, and then we'll filigree.
A little decorative here and a little decorative there. Here decorative, there decorative, everywhere decorative, decorative.
It's quite decorative.
Did Tony make it? No, Tony did not make it. Denny made it. Tony makes one thing, and that probably is really useless to you unless you happen to be a softball umpire. And he can make you a scorebook for your umpiring. I'm actually not even sure how that, like a call book, I'm not even sure what it is. Take it. Do we know who you are? I don't feel like I've said the bearded pork chop ever before, and I feel like I would remember that.
Yeah, you want best name. So figured it.
Are you coming along, Denny?
I'm coming along. I'm just about ready to start.
All right, once you do that, you should start talking about it so that I can stop doing this. It's getting out of hand.
Well, when you filigree something, you want to tool it just like you would any other project. You don't want to.
You don't want to be lazy about it?
Well, you can be lazy about it if you want to, I guess. That's up to you. It just depends on what you want it to look like, I guess. Okay.
Okay.
We'll call that tool.
I would have to agree with that. It looks pretty tooled. And the back is taped. If anybody's curious, there is packing tape on the back.
Yes, but I'm fixing to take that off.
All right, bye-bye. The packing tape goes.
Bye-bye packing tape. Because this is about 3 to 4 ounce leather, and I guarantee if I wouldn't have put any tape on it, it wouldn't have stretched.
3 to 4. And that's what our kit comes as, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're making this at home, 3 to 4. How heavy have you ever filigreed?
4 or 5 or a 5-6 is anything heavier than that is really tough to filigree.
Okay.
Really tough.
Okay.
Okay. The way I filigree.
Did you already strop that?
Yes,
Do you want to show them, even
Yeah.
if you just faux show them?
Okay, I'll show you. I will actually strop it. You want to polish this blade strenuously. You can use a scalpel, but you still need to strop it.
Yep. Pretend like you're going in for surgery and you need to be real precise.
Yes.
We want to make good, clean cuts so that those stitches don't scar.
All those years of operation.
That's right.
Okay, and I'm going to start on the inside here and finish up with the outside. When I filigree, I don't always do the same thing, but for the most part, if you move your leather rather than the knife, will come out with a fairly harmonious outcome.
Hold on, Denny. And now we're just cutting out all the background.
Yeah, cutting out all those background pieces.
Where can I find that pattern? Denny, do you have one we could scan in?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we can scan it in and attach it to the video, just as a PDF. Yeah, Justin. Okay. Okay.
You can just scan all 3 patterns for all 3 of these at the same time. Okay, one piece is cut out. And if I don't know if you can see it, but there's some little fuzzy parts that always end up. But when you get done, the way I do this is I'll take a thread burner or cigarette lighter, and you can actually burn those off from the underside.
From the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
See how I'm just kind of pulling the leather.
And you prefer to work on a cutting board versus poundo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Poundo buries your knife pretty bad.
Okay. So a poly cutting surface is good.
Or a wooden cutting surface would work too.
Okay.
The key is just be extravagantly careful.
Extravagantly careful. Be patient. Make sure you go into those teeny little corners with the tip of the knife cut and then pull away from the corner and then stop before you get to the next corner.
Right.
And then turn it and go in from the tip and then pull towards your cut.
That's right. A lot of times you'll have to raise it up and finish your cut.
We did scooch forward, but we didn't scooch forward enough. What are some other projects that you'd like to filigree in the past?
Shoot belts. Belts filigree really nicely. Handbags. I filigreed a little clutch purse, which turned out pretty neat. The only thing, when you filigree, use a pattern where there aren't any points that are sticking out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Because
those will pull up on you.
Like this little point here, it wasn't connected to this, it would want to curl up. It should be ugly.
Right.
It would be a pain.
Yeah, you want everything to kind of end into something.
Right. You want everything to be connected.
Can't have any elements floating out.
I need to get your way.
Yeah. Come on over, Denny.
I'm going to keep it in focus here.
Appreciate that. Look at him. Look at him go.
See all these neat little pieces I'm ended up with?
Yeah, there's some good little trash pieces that some dog would love to snack on. And I do think if you are deciding to do a project in filigree, you might, there you go. Like just keep in mind the shape of the project. So like with that clutch, if you have elements that are folding, maybe filigree different, or like don't do as much filigree where it might fold, or just kind of take that into account. Make sure you don't have these pieces that are going to be sticking up out, because that fold is going to be kind of a wear point more than normal with all the filigree.
Right. And that clutch that I didn't plan that very well. I ended up with a bunch of stuff that I wish I wouldn't have ended up with. That's what brought this all up.
Yeah.
Anything you do, if you do a lot of it, you start to learn little things that you wish you would have known on your very first try, but you didn't.
Yeah. Which is why half the time I like almost have a whole pre-made sheath before I actually start making a sheath. Like if I'm doing some sort of fun new design that I'm trying out, I do a lot of trial and error with splits or Bontex before I do my actual panels and parts, so that I can. Sorry, that board is just moving all over the place on you. Would you ever do filigree on a saddle? Oh no, because your leather would be ridiculously heavy.
Yeah, you could, but yeah, it wouldn't be very durable.
Yeah, because you're just opening up the leather to accept all sorts of things. Yeah.
I wanted to do one just to have on a saddle rack to show people. That'd be pretty cool.
You could do it as a miniature saddle.
Yeah.
One of those little baby ones that nobody's ever going to ride. Because that leather would be a lot thinner. Right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Just wanted to make sure that I didn't say that and it was wrong.
Yeah, there are a lot of projects that just don't lend themselves to certain techniques that you might want to do. There again, that goes back to the learn thing all along. You wish you wouldn't have done things at some point. But you already did them. Don't cry over spilt milk or wasted leather.
Just figure it out. Just be crafty.
That's right. Folks, I didn't make this to use. I made it to look at.
But I do think that that's one thing. I mean, leather work is everything is hand done a lot, like for the most part, and so you're gonna have things. I mean, especially I don't know. I look at stuff coming out of factories, and they make way more mistakes coming out of factories than I ever would on a handmade project. Yeah. As they just fly through. Like those pair of shoes that I got, and I love Freebird. That's a great brand, but they are still made in a factory, you know. And so I got this pair of kind of like gladiator sandals. And the construction on them was really not well thought out. And they ate at my ankles. Every turn of that leather where it was laced up the ankle, those turns weren't skived down. And then when they were stitched with like 5 stitches back and forth to hold them in place, like 5 rows. And so it was kind of just a rat's nest of sewing at that point. And I don't wear those shoes because they're not comfortable. And it hurts unless I want to wear like high top socks, which would look kind of funny with gladiator sandals.
But if you wanted to be like Brunel DeMarcos, you could just get a lot of those and have them in your closet.
Exactly.
Say, aren't those pretty?
Aren't those nice shoes? I mean, they are in my closet. They're in a box. But just know that everything that you do, you will learn from, and you will get better. And then there's only so many things that you can improve on until your project is going to be like $10,000 because you spent forever working on it.
But on that same note, don't think because you made a mistake that you've ruined the project.
Right.
You know, I mean, perfection is unattainable. But you try your best on everything, and you learn, you get a little bit closer to perfection every time you do something. If you don't, you aren't working at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do still wear my green and white shoes. I don't like to wear them when it's rainy outside, though. Barely.
Barely. Hard for me to work up here.
I know.
No, but you're going to make me do it.
You're almost done. You only got a couple more cuts left. When it just falls right out?
Yeah, you actually completed the cut.
You don't have to wiggle it out. Did you bring a lighter to clean up your edges?
No, I didn't.
I have. Good. Ugh. Do you think this takes more or less time than backgrounding?
A little bit more.
Okay.
But not substantially more.
No.
I mean, I basically tooled this whole thing. Filigree.
I know. I almost feel like I should go get you some lace.
Yeah, it'll be. Well, yeah, we could lace it. We haven't antiqued it.
Yeah, if your leather was wet and you were trying to do this, you'd be stretching it all out of whack.
Oh, yeah.
That wouldn't be so happy.
You really want to
He's on like his last 3 pieces. Is Denny planning on lining it? No, that's the whole point, is that it's you can do whatever you want. Like if you want there to be a different color under there, then absolutely cut out just the shape of the blank. Glue a piece of leather onto the blank using like rubber cement or whatever it is that you want to glue to the metal blank, and then just cut it out exactly around that. That's what I would do. And then you just overlay this on top of it. No, they sure can't. They can see it right here. What are you doing? So that's the filigree. I mean, you could just oil it, you know, and then spray a finish on it.
Yeah, that would be fine.
All right, I'm gonna go get you some lace.
All right, I'm here, folks. Now
and
I've got it.
and some
Now,
glue.
now I've
Are
got.
you gonna glue your edges? Or
No,
no?
no,
No?
not if we're gonna lace it. No. So now I've got to talk. I've got to do what I always make her do when I've forgotten something. But I don't know what to tell you other than, oh, I haven't used the lighter yet. And I don't know if you can see these little fuzzy parts like right in here. What I'm gonna do.
Show you. I can show them real quick.
Yeah.
All the way up there. All those little
But see all that little fuzzy part? This doesn't get rid of all of it, but it will certainly help.
I bring you all the lace.
You brought me a selection.
Oh.
Did you bring a needle?
I brought you your needle case. I assume there's a needle in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Okay, it's ready. We don't even, I'm not even going to oil it. I'm just going to start lacing. How's that sound?
That sounds great. Are you gonna antique it? No, Ozzy, because we're just gonna finish it up here. He did antique these guys, so you can check that out.
I'll be right back because I need
Here,
I need one more item.
Okay. All right, guys. Here is the lace box. Which color should we do? I think that we have most of them. So if you're a we might as well just go ahead. Go for a little ride. Do, 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 do. We could lace it in pink. I actually kind of like that. What do we think about a burgundy? Yeah, that's a good pink. Because all these other ones are kind of, you know, regular.
That's the I've heard a lot of
The turquoise for sure. That sounds good. We can do that. We do also have purple. Although this one might be too small. Denny, do we need 1/8 inch?
Yes.
We need
You can
1/8
use
inch.
anything you want, but 1/8 inch would be better. Slot it in there.
We'll do 1/8 inch that.
All right. 1/8
All right.
inch of that. That'll show up nicely.
It's really gonna pop, guys. I know. But the purple was 3/32, which is the only reason that I didn't go for the purple.
I'm so jealous right now.
Yeah, Denny, as a leather crafter, Denny has a great life.
I do. I do. I've gotten to spend the biggest part of my life doing something that I really love to do. But I try to work at it. I try not to slough off, you know. Although I do plenty of that too.
I'm just saying, you literally have access to pretty much whatever you want.
I do.
And like at this point in his life, he has an easy peasy time as a leather crafter. He just walks over to the whole warehouse and is like, "What do I want to use today?"
That's right.
And then he just takes it and he runs away. He says, "I want to make a saddle," and Chris is like, "All right, let me buy you a tree." Oh, can you do that right here?
I always take a fit and kind of stretch these holes out just a little bit. Makes life so much easier.
Denny definitely put his time in as a poor leather crafter.
I'm still a poor leather crafter, you guys. It's just I don't have to buy my own material anymore. Ordinarily, I would go around the whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to find what's wrong direction.
Yeah, Jay, we'll scan in the 3 different patterns here that Denny has, and then we'll just put them in a PDF that you can download, attached to the video. It might take us just a little bit this afternoon to get that done, but we'll get that scanned in for you. It'll just be Denny's line drawings, so it's not going to be anything like
Yeah, don't expect much.
super fun. It's not going to be anything real fancy, but we'll give you these 3 designs, and they're beautiful. They're really nice designs. But I'm saying don't expect any tool call outs or anything. It will just be the traced pattern. You'll have to use your imagination with your tooling.
However you want to.
Yeah. Does that tool have a special name? Lacing fid.
Yes. Lacing fid.
Lacing fid. And then Denny ground off the side so that it lays flat, so it doesn't roll away on him. Because Denny literally modifies almost every tool. You gotta waller out those holes.
Tools are made to be modified. That's the way I feel about it.
Just a little bit right there. Sorry, I zoomed out a little bit, but really make Denny struggle with this. All right, so you got it started, and you're just holding on to that first one.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I can let go of it.
Okay.
There's only 2 parts to a double loop lace.
It is through the hole, through the loop.
Yeah. Through the bite right now. Notice I made another bite. Now the next one I'm going to go through the next hole. I'm just holding everything together right here. There's a bite. Notice there's a cross right there.
X. Then you go through the X.
Under both of those parts. Make sure it goes through both parts. That's the double loop part.
How much lace did you pull to lace this?
I didn't pull enough to get around the whole thing. It generally takes about 9 times the length. If you're gonna do 10 inches, you will need 9 inches of lace.
Oh wow! Okay.
Approximately. That all depends on how thick the leather is that you're lacing, how tight you pull it.
Hey, Denny.
Yes.
What vegetable sounds like a bird?
Got me.
A carrot.
A carrot.
A parrot. Okay.
That's a good one.
I miss our razor blades always had a good joke for us, I think.
Yeah. Where is Razor Blade?
He's probably sleeping.
Wake up.
Just be real bad with your posture.
I need to sit on the table.
A tweet potato.
A tweet potato.
I like it. Have you ever made a belt buckle holster? A belt buckle holster for a derringer?
No, I have not. That would be a fun project, though. Bring me a derringer.
What does that even mean? A belt buckle holster? Like a little teeny?
Holster here for a little derringer. A derringer. Just
Okay.
Cute little deal.
I saw there was this lady the other day that I saw a video of, and she had a belt buckle that was like a sunflower. It was like a big one, probably maybe even a little bit bigger than this. And it was like sunflower filigreed, and then a knife came out. A knife set into the buckle sideways, and it popped out to be just like a little, yeah. It was cute. Anybody going to the Blade Show? I think Chevy is. Anybody else going to be down in Atlanta for the Blade Show?
When is that?
June. Like the second week of June, first week of... Oh, yeah, I'll have to take a picture this time. He was across from
It's in
Chris
Atlanta.
Andre. Mm-hmm.
You know, my wife and I are watching a series on Netflix now called The Intern.
Okay.
And it's about a big hospital in Atlanta. It's a pretty cool show. It tells you what all the hospitals are doing to make it so that if you don't have a lot of money, you're going to die.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Hot Atlanta. Yeah, it's hot down there. It's not so bad in June. I mean, it can get pretty toasty still. I'm glad it's not in August or something. That would be awful. That's just going to be so adorable.
It is. I think just...
So he's just like, who's this guy telling everybody to tell me hi?
He does have the big, giant pirate ship. Last year he was across from Chris Andre with Slickbald. And so I did hang out there for a little bit.
I hope that he has his permanent drum done.
Me too.
For sure.
Yeah, I texted him the other day, and he might be working on that drum real hard. I should reach out to him again, because I haven't heard from him. Would love to go to Blade Show, but I have a leather and knife addiction and can't afford both. You hear that? Scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like lacing?
I love lace.
I was going to say, I think Denny would prefer to lace than sew something every day of the week. But if you could just lace here. Remember? Yeah.
I love lacing and contorting myself.
He prefers to lace at his bench.
Well, it's hard when you can't move, you know. You gotta,
yeah.
I don't know if have any of you ever seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they were in Bolivia and they were trying to get a job at this gold mine as security guards? And the guy said, "Okay, I want to see you shoot." So he threw a can out there and had Robert Redford shoot at the can. And so he stood there and aimed and shot. And he missed the can here and there. And then he said, "Can I move?" The guy said, "Yeah." So he moved and bam, 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 shot the heck out of this can. But he had to be able to move before he could do that.
He needed to be in his groove.
Yeah.
Like he's running away from the law.
There's 2 new lessons.
Which one are those?
Well, I saw the trailers.
Then you know it'd be really fun is if you oiled it after you're done here, let it dry, put your finish on it, and then just like paint a couple elements on it.
We'll try it.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
That'd be a real cute belt buckle. You could paint the flower, do a little white flower with a little yellow center. Paint the leaf green, and then just finish it up. Do you think that it's easier to lace it because it's not adhered to? Like, it would be really hard to get those holes to line up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely easier doing it like this.
Bye, pork chop. Pork chop sounds good. I haven't had a pork chop in a long time.
Amazon is doing a Butch and Sundance.
What's that?
They're doing another Butch Cassidy.
Oh, yeah?
They're doing a potential, I hope it's not this year, next year,
So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
perfect. Look, Denny, you're over here now, which is pretty good. So now you can move around some. I think you're perfect. I think you're good.
That would splice.
I figured we'd let them watch you splice, and then we could call it a day.
Okay. One more here.
We will show you how to splice it.
Okay. Here we go.
You've got 8 inches left.
Yeah. And I've gone under the bite.
Okay.
So the next deal, ordinarily I would go through this hole all the way through. But since I'm going to splice, I'm going to come out through the middle.
Okay.
Pull it up snug. I'm just going to clip this off. Leave myself an inch or so. Make myself another piece of lace. And I always like to kind of skive the end of this lace off. Makes it fit into the needle a little better. Makes it. Am I on camera or off camera?
You're perfect.
I know I'm perfect.
And then Kevin likes to bite that with his teeth, and that just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Kevin bites it.
Sometimes, or he'll put it between here on his scissors, and he'll clamp it down.
Oh. That's a trick I haven't tried. Try that right now. Not biting.
Taught this little dog a new trick right now.
All right. Now with this piece of lace, I've come out through the middle from the front side. Now I'm going to go in between those two pieces of leather with this new lace and come out on the back side. I pull this up and end up with two loose ends like that, right? One going from the front, coming out the middle, one coming from the middle, going out the back.
Mm-hmm.
So now, just go through that bite that I had created with the last full lace that I did. Let it fairly snug. Then pull these two snug. Cut off, leave myself a little bit. See about how much I left there.
Maybe a 1/4 inch.
Yeah. Now I'm going to take this fid, push those loose ends down. I'm going behind the metal buckle. That way I won't have a lump in the front.
Keep your lumps in the back.
Yeah. Lump in the back. And now I'm gonna go on just like nothing ever happened. Keep lacing. And I guarantee you will be the only one that knows you spliced it right.
Are you ever a little bit careful on those first couples to not tug it really, really hard, kind of hold on to it?
Yeah, that first one you don't want to pull it overly tight, but you still want to pull it up snug.
Yeah. Kind of make sure you kind of clamp onto those ends a little bit so they're not pulling out as you make sure you got it all in there.
But anyway, there's that. You can see you can't tell where that splice happened, even on the back.
What a trickster!
Yeah.
All right.
But you know that's not a trick. That's just the way you go about
it. The way you do it.
If you're just lacing a single piece, you would have to skive both ends of your lace and actually cement them together.
Yeah.
Which is possible to do, but
it kind of seems time consuming compared to that.
It is. It is. All right, that's the name of that tune, folks.
That's what we got. All right, well, he'll finish that up and we'll do something fun with it.
Yeah.
Call it a day. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back next week.
Bye-bye.